This will be a advanced variation of the Meridian Yoga Therapy sequence. So if you've been practicing that sequence, it will seem familiar, but we'll offer some more advanced postures as well. Okay, we'll start standing up. You can bring your feet together, raise your arms over your head, interlace your fingers, and point your index fingers up. This is Kali Mudra. Squeeze your arms and legs together. Drop the tailbone, get really tall. And then bend over to the right side. Good. Press your feet down into the floor. Squeeze your legs together. Keep your chest open, hips facing forward, and then reach through your hands. Now, shift your hips a little bit to the left and expand your breath into the left side. Try to sense the energy in the left side of the body. On the side body is the gallbladder meridian. So you can feel the entire side of the body connected from your face down the side of your neck, side of the ribs, waist, hip, thigh, all the way down into your foot. Everything is connected. And then to come up, squeeze everything in. Make your arms come together, legs together, get even taller. And then bend over to the left side. Legs are strong. Press your feet down and pull through your hands. So you're lengthening the whole body, but now especially the right side. Chest facing forward, hips facing forward. Move your hips a little bit to the right, and then start to expand your breath into the right side. The breath is really important because that's what's moving the energy. So if you can keep the breath moving in and out all the way, and then bring your focus inside, sensing the whole right side of the body from your face down to your foot. That's all you need to do to access the side body, the gallbladder meridian. Now squeeze everything in, come up to the top. Open the front body, stomach meridian, palms tight together, especially the base of your palms. Try to get your arms to your ears, don't force anything. Squeeze your legs together tight, upper inner thighs. Squeeze your butt muscles. Press your feet down and contract your thighs upward so much that your chest starts to move up, chin up. Look at your hands, let your head fall back. And then hips move forward, arms back, eyes back, look back, reach back. We're opening the whole front of the body, the stomach meridian now. Don't hold your breath, still breathing, legs together, hips more forward, chest more up, feet down, eyes back. Sense the front body from your face all the way down the chest, abdomen, front of the hips, thighs, all the way down to your feet, lifting the digestive tract here. And then lift your chest, come up. Hinge forward at your hips. Lengthen your spine as you go down. Extend your tailbone back, crown of the head forward, and then bend your knees a lot so that your abdomen touches your thighs, shoulders and knees together. You can wrap your arms around the back or whatever you like. You might grab your elbows or the back of your heels and start to sense the back of the body. Bring your chin toward your chest so that the back of the neck is long. Maybe even put your face in between your shins. Now bring your attention to the pelvic floor. Allow the tailbone to be free. No tension in the tailbone, no tension between the sit bones. That's the root chakra also. Stretch the top of your head more towards the floor. Now we're working in the bladder meridian, the urinary bladder, but also the nervous system, spinal cord stretching. And then sense the soles of your feet on the floor, equally pressing down into the floor. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Stretch, breathe into the entire back side of the body. Now reach your arms out by your ears, come all the way up to the top. Then step your feet hip width apart and open your arms wide. We'll do the arm meridian stretches. Starting with the lung meridian, these are fascial stretches. So you might feel a little bit different kind of stretch here. Tingling, stretching the nerves. Make sure your shoulders are all the way relaxed down. Widen your chest and reach out through your thumbs. So much that you feel a stretch in your thumb muscles. And then breathe up into your collarbones. Try to expand the very top of your lungs, which come just above the collarbones into the base of the throat chakra. Move the breath there. Notice how the breath can intensify the sensation through this pathway. The lung pathway goes from the top of the chest, through the biceps, forearms into the thumbs. One more breath here. And then release your left arm down. Turn the right palm down and reach through the index finger. Turn your face to the left. You can bring your chin slightly down. Make sure your chest stays facing forward. Both shoulders relaxed. And try to sense this pathway, the large intestine pathway, from your right index finger all the way across the front of your arm and shoulder, throat, jaw, over the mouth to the left nostril. You may feel the nerves stretching here. You're really stretching also the brachial plexus, nerves coming out of the neck into your hand. And keep breathing up into the top of the chest. And then release, come back to the center. Do the other side. Reach your left arm out, palm down, extend through the index finger, and turn your face to the right. You might bring your chin slightly down, chest facing forward still, both shoulders relaxed. Reach even more through the index finger. And feel this pathway connecting the left index finger all the way across to the right nostril. It's the only pathway that crosses the midline of the body. Keep breathing into the top of the chest. Imagine the breath is illuminating the pathway. Moving the energy through the pathway. Good, and then release. Next is the pericardium stretch. You can press out through your palms. There's a point in the center of the palms. That's the energy of the heart. Really, we're opening the fascia around the heart, which is called the pericardium. Let your shoulders relax all the way down and widen your chest even more. As you press out through your palms, pull your fingers back towards your head, especially the middle finger. And then breathe all around the heart. Every inhale, expand around the sides of the heart. And every exhale, sense how the diaphragm moves upward. As you exhale, the heart also moves upward inside the chest. As you exhale, press a little bit wider. Keep breathing like that. Feel the energy of the heart all the way out into your palms. Good. And then release. Now, palms face forward. For the next one, this is the triple heater stretch. You can bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then pull them down your back, reaching down through the ring fingers. As you do that, your chest comes up, chin down. Feel the stretch on the back of your neck. Keep reaching down through your ring fingers and then tilt your head over to the left. Reach more through the right ring finger. And you might feel this stretch up the side of the arm, over the top of the shoulder, side of the neck, around the ear, to the outer eyebrow. Try to relax your shoulders and move the breath again into the chest, the heart, or into any tension that you feel. Now slowly release, come back to the center, and then do the other side. Tilt your head over to the right and reach more through the left ring finger. Pull your shoulders down your back, chest up a little bit, and sense this pathway now up the side of the arm, top of the shoulder, side of the neck, around the ear. Take another breath into that pathway. Just bring awareness to the places where you may be holding tension. Now release, come back to the center. We have one more arm stretch. Reach out like this, palms facing forward. As you reach out, extend through the little fingers this time. And then sense the armpit, the deepest part of the armpit. Imagine it getting even deeper as you reach out through the little fingers. This is for the heart and small intestine pathways. So bring your mind deep inside the chest. Try to sense the heartbeat or the space of the heart. And then turn the left thumb down. As you turn the thumb down, keep rotating your whole shoulder in that direction, and then bend your elbow and reach way up your back. You might want to hold a strap in your right hand, reach your right hand way up, point the elbow forward, and then try to connect your hands there. You can also grab your shirt or drop the strap down your back. Now stay here and breathe. Try to get your elbow behind your head. And that way you can use your head to push your arm back just a little bit, open the right armpit. If you're more advanced, you can even lean back, lean way back. More important, stay focused in the heart. Lift the heart, maybe lift your gaze. And then release. Now reach out. Again, deepen the armpits. Reach through the little fingers. Now turn the right thumb down. Bend your elbow. Reach way up your back. Stretch your left arm up. Elbow forward. And see if you can connect your hands. So on the left side, you're opening the armpit. That's the heart meridian. On the right side, you're opening the back of the shoulder blade. That's the small intestine meridian. Stay focused in the heart. Breathe into the heart. If you can, use your head to gently push your arm back more, and maybe even lean back. You can go way back. Sense the heartbeat, the space of the heart. Now release. Okay, come to the front of the mat. We'll do a little bit of warm-up. And we'll add in the arm stretches again. Reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Bend your knees a little bit, head down. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Look forward and then step back to plank. And just lower knees, chest, chin. If you want to do chaturanga, you can. And cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay here and take a few breaths in downward facing dog. Every inhale is bringing energy into the body. Imagine as you inhale, filling the body with light, reaching all the way out through your fingertips, into your toes, into the top of your head. And with each exhale, imagine that you're emptying the whole body out. Relax the organs deep inside. The idea is to move from the deeper levels, a deeper awareness of the heart, the lungs, the liver, the stomach, all the intestines, the kidneys deep inside, opening. That's where many of the blockages are. And the pathways extend from deep inside all the way out into the fingers, toes, and face. And we move that energy by way of the breath. Now bring your right foot forward, warrior one. If you want to add the arm stretch here, you can keep your left arm up and then bring your right hand up your back. Try to connect your hands. And then lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Sense the heart. Now open into warrior two. So you can even keep your hands connected or reach out. And then when you reach out, shoulders relaxed. Imagine you're reaching from deep inside so you can feel the heart and lungs sink down a little bit. Feel all of your fingertips and look out over your middle finger. The eyes are very important in moving energy in the body. Now reverse, reach back. Keep your right knee bent. Stretch through your fingertips. Sense again the side of the body, from the hip, ribs, armpit, side of the neck. Move the breath. Inhale And exhale all the way. Now come up and then face forward with your hips and chest. Interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades. Maybe look up and then go down, humble warrior. Just warming up. Keep your legs strong. Press your feet into the floor and sink down. Maybe eventually your head comes to the floor or to your big toe, but also reach your arms back behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades, opening the top of the chest, and then release. Hands down, step back. Keep moving. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. And cobra, downward. Moving with the breath. Breathe through your nose, slow and easy. Bring your left foot forward. Warrior one. Legs are strong. If you want to add the arm stretch here, this time keep your right elbow up. See if you can reach your left arm up your back. And then you're opening the right armpit. That's the heart meridian. Lift the heart. Sense the heart. And then open into warrior two. Maybe even keep your hands connected at first. And eventually reach out. Bring your shoulders down. Reach out through all of your fingers. Sense that you're reaching not just from your shoulders, but from deep inside. Deep inside the heart, or maybe something even deeper. Gazing over the left middle finger. Now reverse, reach back. Keep your left knee bent, reach through the side. Breathe into the side and sense the side. Doesn't matter how deep you go. It matters if you can pay attention to the sensations there. That's the real praxis. What do you feel? Now come up. Face forward with your hips and chest. Interlace your fingers. And then go down. Humble warrior. Legs are strong. Press your feet into the floor. And also reach your arms back behind you. Squeezing your shoulder blades. Send the breath there into the space between the shoulder blades. Open the top of the chest. Now release. Hands down. Step back. Keep moving through your vinyasa. Cobra. And downward. And now raise your right leg straight up. Just sense the right side of the body. The strength of the right side, the shoulder, hip, muscles, bones, joints. And then sense something deeper. Try to sense the right lung expanding to support the shoulder. And below that, the liver, gallbladder, the ascending large intestine, the right kidney, the yang, energy. And then release. Now raise your left leg straight up. Sense the left side of the body. Just feel the joints, muscles, and bones, the strength of the left side. And then go deeper. Feel the left lung supporting the shoulder, the heart. A little more on the left side. The stomach, spleen, and pancreas. The descending large intestine. And also the left kidney. Now release. You walk your feet forward. And you can have your feet hip width apart for Uttanasana. You can keep a little bend in your knees. Unless you're very flexible, and then you can straighten your knees. Now grab the back of your heels and you can work on Bladder 62. Really there's a collection of points there on the outside of the heel that you can press into. These are acupressure points that can help you release blockages all along the outer edge of the foot. This is the bladder meridian. You can just sense if there's any tender points there, but especially on the outside of the heel bone. So down here, and then all the way up to the bottom of the calf muscle. You can just squeeze and press, make little circles, and see if that has an effect on the posture. Uttanasana. Lengthening, opening the entire backside of the body. Send the breath there. Again, sense the pelvic floor, the soles of the feet. Another place that you can press is bladder 10, which is at the base of the skull here. So you can take your thumbs right into the base of the skull and wrap your fingers around your head. And just press there. You should feel two little ridges of muscle there. Sink into those ridges of muscle. Notice if that has an effect through the whole spine or the whole posture. The bladder meridian goes from the inner corners of the eyes, over the top of the head, down the back of the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, back of the hips, sit bones, hamstrings, back of the knees, calves, down the Achilles tendon, outer edge of the foot into the little toe. Bring the awareness there. Now slowly release. Roll up to standing. And take a minute to sense the soles of the feet connecting to the floor. In the soles of the feet is where the kidney meridian begins. And that's what we'll sense now. The strong energy there. Shift your weight into the left foot and then pick up your right foot. Grab the bottom of your foot and you can just press into kidney 1, this point on the bottom of the foot. You can massage it pretty firmly. The feet are tough. Kidney 1 is called gushing spring, a good point for grounding the body and the mind. And then you might extend out, and straightening both legs if possible. Keep pressing on that point. Sense the foot, the standing foot grounding. And then if you'd like, you can open out to the side. And now really sense the kidney meridian, which starts in the soles of the feet. And it goes up the inner calf, inner thigh, into the pelvic floor. Sense the pelvic floor lifting as you ground through the standing leg. And then the kidney meridian goes from the pubic bone, sides of the navel, to the collarbones. If you'd like, you can take your leg a little bit higher, since we're offering advanced variations, and maybe even touch your toes over your head. Still grounding, standing leg, pelvic floor lifting. And then come back to the front. You can raise your leg a little bit higher in the front. Slowly release. Take a second to notice any difference in the right and left side of the body, especially the feet. Okay, and then shift into your right foot. Pick up your left foot and press into the sole of the foot. Kidney 1, press firmly there. Strong pressure helps release tension in the plantar fascia, the hamstrings, really the whole spine. Has an energetic effect as well. If you'd like, you can straighten both legs. Sense the standing foot still. And then open to the side. So you can keep your knee bent if you need to. If you can, have it straight. And sense again the kidney meridian. Soles of the feet, inner ankles, inner calves, inner thighs into the pelvic floor, lifting that now from the pubic bone to the navel to the collarbones, getting taller. If you'd like, you can raise your leg a little bit higher, try to touch your toes over your head. It's really all about the standing leg and the pelvic floor. And wherever you are is fine. And maybe you can come back to the front, raise your leg a little bit higher, and then release. Let's do one more for the kidney meridian. Step your feet wide apart. And when you, once you widen your legs, you can turn your toes slightly inward. This is a spread foot posture. Bring your hands to your hips, lower back. Let's first lift the chest. Arch your back a little bit, or you can go way back if you like. Here, sense the pelvic floor. Pelvic floor is closing here. Sit bones moving together. Eyes back, hips forward. Or just look at the ceiling. Now keep that arch in your back and hinge forward at your hips. As you come down, spread your sit bones apart and dive forward. So you're moving the top of your chest toward the floor. Eventually the top of the chest is pointing toward the floor, right in between the arches of your feet. So if your head is already on the floor, you can bring your feet a little bit closer, and that way you have space to stretch the spine long. If you need to, you can bend your knees, and that may help you sense the opening in the pelvic floor here. Very important. We're working on the kidney meridian. So sense those points in the soles of your feet now as you press your feet down into the floor firmly. Arches of the feet are lifting, like you're drawing energy up through the kidney meridian. From the inner ankles, inner thighs, into the pelvic floor, and then from the pubic bone, lengthening to the navel, lengthening to the collarbones. That's the kidney meridian. If you hold your ankles here, you can press on some really wonderful points along the inner ankle. You have kidney 6 right here on the inner heel bone, kidney 3 by the Achilles tendon, and if you slide up to the bottom of the calf muscle, you may find a little tiny knot there in the bottom of the gastroc muscle or the calf muscle, and that's called guest house. It's a good point to release emotions like fear or anxiety that can cause tension in the hamstrings, inner thighs, and the pelvic floor. Just notice what you feel as you press along those points. Don't be afraid to feel what is there in your body. Now we're going to add something here. Pyramid. So what you'll do is just rotate to the right. Point your right toes to the right, and then come to face your right foot. So your hips should be level, and you can bend your right knee, that's fine. Extend out over your right leg. Now we're back into the bladder meridian, opening the back of the right hamstring, but really the whole right side of the body. So try to sense here your right eye over the top of your head, down the back of the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, right hamstring, calf, down into the little toe. Just bring awareness there. Okay, and then rotate back to the center and go to the other side. Now face your hips to the back, point your left toes to the back of the mat. Hips are level. See if you can extend out, spine lengthening over the left leg. You can always bend your left knee if you need to do that to get length in the spine. And now try to sense again the bladder meridian from the left eye over the top of the head, down the back of the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, left hamstring, calf, into the little toe. Now come back to the center again. And we'll do one more variation here. You can just walk your feet a little bit wider. Now some of you can go all the way down. That's great. You can also just move your legs out a little bit and then put your elbows down. Don't round your back. See if you can still have that arch in your back, lengthening the lower back. And breathe now. What you might sense here is the pubic bone, which is right along the kidney meridian, inner thighs, pelvic floor, the front of the pelvic floor. Squeeze and release the pelvic floor muscles. The squeezing is bringing awareness, and then the releasing is what you really need to work on, is relaxing the pelvic floor to let go of the inner thighs. This has a lot to do with the lower abdominal organs. And then also sense that you're lengthening now from the pubic bone to the navel, and from the navel up to the collarbone, so the spine stays long. The kidney meridian is very closely related to the central channel, which is also called the penetrating vessel in the Chinese meridian system. So you can always, once you get more comfortable in the poses, releasing the physical tension, you can always bring your attention more into the central channel, which is what the practice is really about. Okay, start to walk your feet back together again. And then find your way back into downward facing dog. We'll move now into the stomach and spleen meridians, which are on the front of the body and related to the digestive tract. We were previously working in the nervous system on the back body, and now we're moving to the digestive tract on the front body. Try to sense already the digestive tract. It starts in the mouth and goes down the esophagus in the back of the throat, and then down behind the heart, a little bit over to the left side where the stomach is, and then down into the lower abdomen where the intestines are, and then out the bottom. So it's one long muscular tube connecting the mouth to the anus on the front of the body. Okay, bring your left foot forward and right knee down for Kapiyasana. Okay, point your right toes straight to the back. Make sure they're not curved in, especially the big toe, that's spleen meridian, and second toe, stomach meridian. You might have your hands on your hips. You could also put your hands on your front knee. And then sink your hips down. So you're lengthening, opening the front of the right hip. And as you sink your hips down, lift your organs up. Lifting the digestive tract up. Lift your chest. And that creates space for your head to go back. If you're very flexible, you can reach your fingertips down to the floor. And then start to sense the whole right side of the body. From your eye, down your throat, chest, rib cage, front of the hip, all the way down into your toes, especially the second toe. Right eye down to the second toe. One more breath here, opening the digestive tract. And then lift your chest, come up. Now stay there and bend your right knee. You might want to put some padding under your knee, but you don't have to. And stretch your heel towards your butt. Make sure your hips are facing forward. Don't twist to the right. And if you can, rotate your palm so your fingers point forward and stretch the toes and the top of the foot. Now you're really getting into the stomach meridian. Make sure you sink your hips down and lean your chest back. Don't lean forward. You can even lift your gaze like Tess is here. And sense again that whole pathway from your right eye all the way down, maybe a little more intense on the front of the thigh. Send the breath down into the front of the thigh. Try to relax the muscles that you're stretching and opening. But it's not just muscles, it's energy. It's the whole pathway. Good. Now release and go right back to downward facing dog. Other side, bring your right foot forward, left knee down. Same thing. Point your left toes straight back, especially the big toe, spleen. Second toe is stomach. Hands can be on your hips or whatever's comfortable. Sink your hips down and then lift your organs up. Lift the digestive tract. The intestines are below the navel. Sense that you're lifting from below the navel, chest up, chin back, eyes back. The eyes are so important. Now sense the whole left side of the body, from your left eye, down your face, throat, chest, abdomen, front of the left hip, thigh, down into your second toe. See the energy moving there, the breath moving there. Now lift your chest, come up, and just bend your left knee. You can pull your foot, your heel towards your butt. Make sure your hips are facing forward. Don't twist to the left. Left hip more forward. Maybe rotate your palm, and then you can stretch your toes, the top of your foot and ankle, but also keep the hips sinking down and the chest moving back. Whole left side, from your eye down to your second toe. Send the breath down to your hip, down into your thigh. Move the energy. You can move your own energy. Good. Now release. Return to downward facing dog. I'm going to add in a pose here. Hanumanasana or front split. Start by bringing your left foot forward again, right knee down just like Kapiyasana. And you could just repeat Kapiyasana, but you might also start to inch your left foot forward. Right? You can go slow. You can just do an extended lunge or pick up your toes. The idea is to continue to open the stomach meridian. So in that case, you're opening the right side. So you could keep your left knee bent and lean your chest back. Maybe you go all the way down. Stomach and spleen also have a lot to do with muscular strength and integrity. Try pushing through the left heel, even if you're not all the way down, push, so that you're activating the left thigh. And then point your right toes, squeeze your back leg. Try to squeeze all of your leg muscles so that you really feel the strength and integrity of the body. Maybe raise your arms. The more you can squeeze your muscles, even if you're not all the way down, the more you will advance in this pose. Now release. Go right back to downward facing dog. Other side. Bring your right foot forward this time. And you can stay in Kapiyasana. Just repeat that pose, opening the front of the left hip, the whole left side really. Lean back. Or push through your right heel. Try it. Go slow enough that you can feel the energy. Feel the activation of your right thigh, quadriceps. The activation of your left gluteus and hamstrings as you reach back, point your left toes. Wherever you get to, squeeze all of your leg muscles. All the muscles you can find, squeeze them hard. And maybe you'll be able to raise your arms, squeeze your arms, navel to spine. Every muscle in your body is working, strong, powerful. Now release. Go right back to downward facing dog. And then just go and sit on your heels. And we'll do a little bit of abdominal massage now. So we can do this in child pose. If this is your navel, you can put your fists on either side of your navel, and then you'll be getting stomach 25, which is a point in the rectus abdominis. Spleen 15 a little further out, which is really on top of the large intestine, maybe in front of the QL muscle. And then you can go ahead and fold forward like this. Let your head go down. So if you need to, you can put a block under your head. And then while you stay in this pose, you can turn your fists in circles. And most important is to breathe down into the abdomen. So that as you breathe, the breath is meeting your hands. You're massaging the organs, stimulating the points by turning your fists. You don't have to turn your fists either. Just pay attention to what you feel there. Both of those points help to release tension in the psoas muscle, the QL muscle deep in the abdomen, but also they're regulating the movement of the intestines. Notice what you feel. If you feel tension or tenderness in the abdomen, just let the breath gently dissolve any tension that you feel there. This should be done every day. Develop an awareness deeper inside the body of this unconscious holding. In the intestines, we hold our unconscious thought patterns, which could be also called worry, our repetitive thought processes. Try to clear the mind. Take another breath there. And when you're ready, you can come up to a seated position. Let's do a couple points in the throat now. We have stomach 12 right behind the collarbones. Extremely important for lymphatic drainage, but also to open the neck and throat. So you bring your shoulders a little bit forward. You can curl your fingers back behind the collarbones, but then let your shoulders relax down. You can just sort of wiggle them around there and massage, loosen that area up. You can also add a neck movement. Bring your lower abdomen in and lift your chest and bring your chin down. And stretch your chin straight up. Keep the tissue anchored there behind the collarbone with your fingertips. This is very good if you have problems letting your head go back in backward bending poses like camel. Don't feel like you're dropping your head back. Just stretch your chin up so you're stretching this platysma, some of the muscles and fascia on the front of the throat. Another point that might be helpful, or a couple more, you can just also grab sternocleidomastoid. If you turn your head to one side, this muscle pops out, but you don't have to turn your head. Just grab this diagonal muscle one side at a time. Just massage that a little bit, sort of squeeze it, move it around. Very, very good for headaches as well. And you can also massage the back corner of your jaw. That's also the stomach meridian. So this is stomach 6, masseter muscle, stomach 9, sternocleidomastoid, stomach 12, probably scalenes and platysma muscle. Very important for the next pose. All of those we're going to do camel now. So come to stand on your knees. Knees hip width apart. We're going to revisit this pose later, so don't worry about it if this one doesn't feel very good. You can also turn your toes under to make it a little bit easier, but you can keep yours flat. And then have your hands on your hips. Lift your chest. Squeeze your muscles in your legs and butt. Let your head go back. Just drop your head back. The more you can lift your chest up, the easier to let your head go back. And then if possible, reach for your heels. That's not as important. Just sense the opening of the front of the body now. From your eyes, down your face and jaw, down the front of the throat, behind the collarbones where you were just pressing, down the chest, rib cage, abdomen, front of the hips, thighs, all the way into your second toe. Keep the breath moving, gentle, slowly in and out. And sense the whole front body, the energy there. And then bring your attention also into the abdomen and the abdominal points that you were massaging with your fists. Visit that place in your mind. See if you can soften and relax deeper behind the navel. One more breath here. And then lift your chest, come up, sit on your heels. Close your eyes. Focus on the sensation deep inside. And then bring your legs in front. Well, let's just start in a cross-leg position, if that's comfortable, or any seated position is comfortable. We're going to do the diaphragm release first before we move into the side body and the liver gallbladder. So in order to do the diaphragm release, you kind of have to relax your abdomen and round forward. You can also do this in child pose if that's easier for you. So you shouldn't have your back arching, just let it round a little bit. And then you may be able to slide your fingers up under the rib cage. Do not pull your ribs out to the side. In fact, you can support them by pressing in with your palms, and then let your fingers slide up behind the ribs. You're not pushing into the body, you're pushing up behind the ribs. Okay, gently. If you cannot get under the ribs, don't worry about it. Just press right below the ribs. And then the important part is to breathe. So the diaphragm is a muscle here at the bottom of the rib cage. And as you inhale, it should push your fingers out. So you're inhaling down into your fingers. The diaphragm is contracting. And as you exhale, let your fingers slide a little bit deeper, even if it's a very small, subtle amount. It takes time to develop that. As you inhale, a little bit more, push your fingers out with the breath. And as you exhale, slide your fingers a little bit deeper, like you're stretching the diaphragm upward or pushing the air up out of your lungs gently. Each inhale, breathe a little bit deeper, a little bit more air. And each exhale, a little bit more complete. Empty even more. Longer exhale, slower exhale. We hold so much tension in the diaphragm. Usually, when we're stressed out, we hold our breath in. So we're not able to exhale until we relax. And then when you relax, you exhale. Like a sigh is a sign that the diaphragm is relaxing. If you want to now, as you do this, you can exhale through your mouth. Just to emphasize the releasing of tension in the diaphragm, of air, but also of any negative emotions that you're holding in. When we hold the emotions, muscles in general tend to tense up. So stretching helps release stress and emotions. Okay, when you're ready, you can come up to a seated position. And then we're going to go into Gomukhasana. So this is a stretch for the gallbladder meridian. And in this stretch, you can have your knees stacked. So we'll start with the right knee on top. And if you need to, you can also sit on a block. Put a block or some books under your sit bones, and then your feet will still be on the floor. If you're more flexible, you can pull your feet out a little bit wider like this so that eventually your shins are even parallel. Easier, keep your heels right in by your sit bones. Okay, but knees should be stacked. Don't worry about what it looks like. Try to keep your sit bones about equal on the floor. Okay, right knee on top, so we're going to lean to the right. Stretch your left arm up. Really just reach straight up first, like you're going to touch the ceiling, and then start to go over to the right side. We're opening the side body. You can put your right hand down on the floor, walk your fingertips out, and eventually maybe your elbow comes down. Keep your left arm straight. Reach from your left hip through your fingers. Sit bone, hip still on the floor. Let your neck relax. Sense now the left side of the hip. Maybe a stretch there. Left side of the waist. Left side rib cage, chest is open. Sense the ribs moving as you breathe. On the inhale, they expand. On the exhale, they close. Empty everything out. Keep reaching through your fingertips. Feel the side of the armpit opening, side of the neck, little by little relaxing. Even the jaw, the left ear, left eye. This is the upper half of the gallbladder pathway, and the side from your face down to the side of the hip. Now very slowly come up. And then hinge forward at your hips. You can walk your fingers way out in front. You may need to put a pillow here or something so that you can rest on it. If possible, put your chin over the top knee or maybe your forehead on your top knee. And then relax, close your eyes. And we'll scan now the sides of the body, the whole gallbladder pathway. Starting in the face, relax your face, eyes, ears, and jaw. Sides of the neck lengthening. Tops of the shoulders relaxed. Sides of the rib cage relaxed from your armpits down to your waist. Emptying out on the exhale, no tension there. Letting go of everything. Sides of the waist, sense something there, relaxing. Sides of the hips, the muscles there, deep inside. Sense the energy there. Softening, opening. Down the sides of the thighs, the IT band. Right in the center of the side of the thigh. Very powerful point there. Sense the energy there. Deep, a large amount of energy there. Potential energy. Beginning to move down the side of the lower leg, outer ankles, sides of the foot into the fourth toe, whole side body, both sides. Sense the energy moving there easily, like light. Release, come up, and we'll do a little counter pose. Just bring your feet flat to the floor for a reverse table. Put your hands behind your hips and push your hips way up high, head back. Just squeeze your gluteal muscles, inner thighs a little bit, and release. Okay, let's do the other side. Now the left knee is on top. This side will be a little bit easier. We already did it. So, wherever you get to is fine. Knees are stacked. Hips about equal on the floor. Left knee on top, reach your right arm up. First, just reach straight up. Arm is straight, already lengthening the side of the body. And then start to bend over to the left this time. You walk your left hand out. Try to keep your arm straight, right arm straight. Right hip down at the floor. Chest facing forward. Neck relaxed. Sense the right side of the hip opening. Right side waist. Right side of the rib cage. Sense the ribs moving as you breathe, expanding on the inhale, closing, emptying out on the exhale. Empty everything out. Reach through your fingertips. Relax little by little the side of the neck, even your face, the jaw, ear and eye, whole side body. Slowly release, come up, and then fold forward again. You might walk your fingers way out in front of you. Whatever works for you. You can put the pillow on top of your legs to lay down on that. Just make sure you can relax. Go as deep as you like. Close your eyes. You can go deep into the pose physically, but you also have to go deep with your concentration. Sense the inner body now. Sides of the face, eyes, ears, jaw. Sides of the neck, lengthening. Tops of the shoulders, relax. Sides of the rib cage, from the armpits down to the waist, lengthening. No tension between the ribs. As you exhale, empty everything out, the rib cage closing. Sides of the waist, softening. Sides of the hips, sense what is there. Maybe you feel something intense in the hips, maybe not. Whatever it is, just go right into it. With the concentration, with the breath. The mind is powerful. Down the sides of the thigh, the IT band, right in the middle. Sense that energy, deep, strong energy. The potential, the drive to be, to become. Fully unleashed. All the way down the side of the leg, outer ankle, outer edge of the foot into the fourth toe. Whole side body. Now slowly release. Come up. Take your time and come right back into the counter pose, reverse table. Or you can do whatever you like as a counter pose. This is a nice one. Just push your hips up for a few breaths. Squeeze your muscles, pelvic floor, gluteal muscles, lower abdomen, inner thighs. And then release. Okay, extend your legs out in front. And then bring your left foot into half lotus. Now you can also put your foot on the floor. That's another option. If possible, half lotus. This is also an opening of liver meridian and gallbladder meridian. So if your knees are flexible, you can then squeeze your thighs together. Right foot pointing straight up. Don't force anything. And then reach up, extend out over your right leg. just stay there. Breathe down into your kidneys. If you have your foot against the thigh, that's fine. Still press your foot and thigh together as you extend out. Try to square your spine over your leg, breathing equally into the right and left kidney. And then release, come up. And switch your legs, extend the left leg, and you can put your right foot in half lotus or on the floor there. Either way, you still have this action of squeezing the thighs together. And if you're in half lotus, opening the outside of the hip and thigh, reach up and extend out over your left leg. Lengthen the spine. Breathe down into your kidneys, left and right kidney equally activated here. And then release, come up. Next, if you have lotus, you can do full lotus. For the poses that we've been doing, I did warm up for full lotus, which is an important pose in the Hatha Yoga lineage. And it has a lot to do initially with the opening of the gallbladder and liver meridians, the outer and inner thighs. If you have lotus, do lotus. If you don't want to do lotus, you can do Baddha Konasana or bound angle, soles of the feet together. And then you can hold your feet here. Make sure you're not rounding your back. And if your knees are up here, you can also put your hands behind you and use that to lengthen your spine. But if possible, open your feet up like a book. Soles of the feet face the ceiling. And then work on liver 3. You can also press on liver 3. If you have bound angle, you can reach around and grab your liver 3 points like that. Yes. Either way, liver 3 is a point on the top of the foot if you don't know it. Right here in between these two long bones. It's an excellent point to move chi in the body, move any kind of stagnation in the body. Okay, so if you're in bound angle or lotus, you can walk your hands forward if you'd like to go a little bit deeper. As you fold forward, extend your tailbone back and your heart forward. So you're taking a few breaths here down into the pelvic floor. And then release, come up. And if you are very flexible, you can keep your lotus and lay down on your back. Do that. And then also you can do reclining bound angle. Just keep the soles of your feet together and relax on your back. Allow gravity to assist the opening of your inner thighs. If you're more flexible, you can reach under your thighs and grab your shins there. And again, we're working in the liver meridian here, which goes from the big toe up the inner shin bone, inner thighs. Trace the pathway up the large muscles of the inner thighs into the sides of the pubic bone, or the pubic ramus, if you know where that is, between the pubic bone and the sit bones. Try to relax that area. Send the breath down into the pelvic floor. And the liver meridian goes through the uterus also, or the womb. You can try to connect to that. Sense any tension that you're holding in the sexual organs, releasing. And then it rises up through the abdomen and ends in the diaphragm, basically, or on the front of the rib cage. Sense that pathway, breathe into that pathway. And then when you're ready, just bring your legs together and roll over to the side, come up to a seated position. take a minute to press on gallbladder 21 on the tops of the shoulders. I tend to hold a lot of tension here in the upper trapezius muscle, so you can also just grab that muscle and squeeze it. You might be surprised how much tension you're holding there. Massage it a little bit. Allow it to relax down. This muscle, or this point, gallbladder 21, helps the energy of stress and anger and frustration. It helps it go back down and relax. Okay, next we'll do Matsyasana, a spinal twist. We'll start with the right knee up and twist to the right. Try to keep your right hip down on the floor, and then you can just hug your right knee and sort of pull the knee across. Right hand behind you. If you know advanced variations, you can also bind your arms under your thigh, like she's doing there. But wherever you end up, make sure your spine is tall. You're extending up through the crown of your head, chest is wide, and then turn to the right, close your eyes. Sense the movement of the breath, moving energy through the whole body. We're moving into the upper meridians now, working in the chest, the heart, pericardium, lungs. And especially right now, the triple heater meridian. Make sure your jaw is relaxed, sides of the neck relaxed, tops of the shoulders relaxed. And the breath is moving evenly and smoothly through the whole body. Imagine energy and intelligence of every cell in the body. Slowly release. And then go to the other side. So now your left knee is up and you'll twist to the left. You might just hug your left knee like this and put your left hand right behind your sacrum. Or you can do the bind, any variation, sit up really tall, reaching up through the crown of your head, widen your chest, turn to the left, and then maybe close your eyes so you can see inside the body. Power of visualization or imagination is such a strong medicine, whatever problem you may have. Bring awareness to every cell, this intelligence of the body that goes beyond the nervous system, beyond the circulatory system, really permeates every fiber of the body, connecting every cell to every cell. But it relies on the breath. The breath is connecting us not only every cell to every cell, but it's connecting us to the universe, the energy of the whole universe. Slowly release. Come back to the front. And let's press on some points in the heart meridian, starting with heart 1, armpit. And we'll do a couple in the chest, actually. You can take your thumb into the deepest part of the armpit. See, you're going to press up and then toward the wall behind you. Then take your hand to the opposite knee. Now relax both shoulders. So my thumb is pressing into the front of the shoulder blade. There's a muscle there, subscapularis, one of the rotator cuff muscles. You can also wrap your fingers around the back of the shoulder blade. And then breathe into that point, deep in the armpit. That is called highest source or summit spring, connecting to the heart, opening the heart. It's also really good for rotator cuff issues. Then you can wrap your fingers around the back of the shoulder blade. You may also be able to massage small intestine 11 there, which is the infraspinatus muscle. So you're getting the main internal rotator in the armpit and the main external rotator on the back of the shoulder blade there. Be powerful energetically as well. Take a few more breaths there. And then release. Before you do the other side, just notice with your eyes closed if you feel any difference on the right and left side. Okay, and then do the other side. Thumb deep into the armpit. Go up and then press toward the wall behind you. Press into the front of the shoulder blade. Maybe this side feels different. Take note of that. If you can, wrap your fingers around the back of the shoulder blade. Massage that point. Small intestine 11 on the back, infraspinalis. Heart 1 in the armpit, subscapularis muscle. The left shoulder blade tends to hold the emotions related to the heart, like more like heartbreak or anxiety, loneliness. And then the right shoulder blade tends to hold more anger and frustration related to the energy of the liver. Maybe it's different for you. Okay, and then release. Let's do one more point in the top of the chest, pericardium 1. So we were in the armpit, now you're going to grab that chunk of muscle right in front of the armpit, which is the pectoralis major, and just squeeze that. Pericardium 1 is really down at the, low down on that piece of muscle, but you can massage anywhere along this portion of the pectoralis major. Sometimes it gets really tight if you lift a lot of weights or do push-ups. Okay, and then do the other side. But it can also be affected by your emotions, your protecting of the heart type posture can create tension in this area. Okay, so loosen that up. And then lay face down. And we'll start with locust. So in this locust variation, you can reach your arms out in front of you like this and start with your palms together. Just reach from the back of your heart. Bring your legs together, feet together, and reach back through the soles of your feet. So before you even come up into locust, you can sense the kidney meridian from your collarbones down through the soles of your feet lengthening, and then also small intestine and heart, reaching from your heart all the way out through your little fingers. And then open your palms up like a book. Keep the outer edges of your hands together and reach forward and up through your open palms like this. Beautiful. Reach back through the soles of your feet. Reach forward and up through your open palms, offering up the energy of the heart. Just for 3, 2, 1, release. Relax. Pay attention to the heartbeat, to the point in the center of the chest, right in front of the heart. That is called center of chest. It's on the conception vessel, number 17. We're going to do bow now, so you can bend your knees and try holding the inside of your feet this time. So your thumbs are pointing up, and then pay attention to that point in the center of the chest as you kick to come up. Lift your chest and thighs, especially focus in the center of the chest. Send the breath there. Every inhale, expanding the center of your chest. As you kick back, pull your shoulders up and away from the center of your chest, opening the pericardium meridian through the chest muscles you were just working on, out through the center of the palm into the middle fingers. One more breath there. Big inhale into the center of the chest. Exhale, go a little deeper. And then release. Relax. Beautiful. In the next bow pose, we'll focus on the lung, the throat chakra, and the lung meridian. So you can bend your knees again, hold the outside of your feet, this time thumbs pointing down. And we'll do 5 lion's breath. That's where you stick your tongue out all the way. You have to stick your tongue out as far as possible and exhale as much as possible each time. And notice the effect it has on the bow pose. Okay, first kick to come up, lift your chest and thighs, open the top of the chest. Now 5 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, all the way. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale everything out. And release. Relax. Press back and sit on your heels. Let's press on lung 2. That's in the top of the chest. This is kind of like pectoralis minor. If you know where that muscle is, there's a little hole right at the top of the chest, under the collarbone and just inside the shoulder or deltoid muscle. You can sink into that hole and then try to expand the breath there. So with each inhale, you're sending the breath up into your fingers. And with each exhale, let the tension there melt away, layer by layer, so that you feel an expansion there. This point is called cloud gate, and it's very good for strengthening the lung and releasing sadness or grief. Very good for upper back pain as well. And then take a minute to notice any difference on that side, and then do the other side. Press into lung 2, top of the chest, and then more importantly, send the breath there. Allow the breath to do the work of expansion and dissolving any obstructions there, releasing any held back emotions, stagnation. And then release. I'll show you one more point that might be helpful, which is, you have to be careful with this one, CV22, which is right at the top of the sternum. So the sternum is the chest bone, and there's the manubrium at the top. There's a little notch in the top. When you work on this point, you can just lightly press there and bring awareness to it. That's one thing to do. If you want to go further, and you don't have too much tension there, you can slide your finger just a little bit down behind the sternum. So you're really going in between the sternum and the trachea. Don't push into the trachea. So you're not pushing this way. You're just allowing your finger to slide. And then you don't have to go very far. Just enough that you bring some awareness and maybe a little bit of tension into the fascia there. And then again, breathe into it. Try to relax your throat. Really relax your neck, the base of your neck. And create a mental connection to that place behind the sternum. And we'll use that in the next pose. We're going to do camel again. Okay? Come stand on your knees. And this time we'll focus on the long meridian. So if you can't keep your feet flat, but you might also turn your toes under again. Hands on your hips, strengthen your legs, and lift. So you can lift the digestive tract. You're also opening the stomach meridian here. Lift your chest. And then if you can, reach for your heels, have your thumbs on the outside, and bring your attention up into the tops of the lungs, the collarbones, the base of the throat. Expand the breath now up into the top of the chest. Sense the lung meridian from the top of the chest down through your thumbs, lengthening. Those points in the top of the chest, lung 2 opening, softening, expanding. And also the point behind the sternum. Just bring your awareness there, releasing any tension in the base of the throat, base of the neck. Move the breath there. Inhale and exhale all the way. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale all the way. Sense of letting go here. Surrender. Now, hands to your hips, come up. Sit on your heels, just close your eyes here. Pay attention. the sensations. Okay, we're going to do one more camel, and I'll show you some variations to bring the heart into it, the energy of the heart. So you'll stand on your knees again, and then you can start out the same way. This is one option. It's to reach one arm back at a time. So you can reach, if you reach one arm back, you can sense that you're reaching from your armpit through your little finger. Then you have one hand down to support the weight of your body. Then you're opening the heart this way. Make sure your elbow doesn't go out to the side. Try to bring your elbow in toward the midline and eventually straighten your arm. If that's really easy, you can reach both arms back, and you can do Kali Mudra. Interlace your fingers, and then you're sending the hips forward as you stretch your arms straight back. Don't hold your breath. Feel that you're lifting the heart, breathing into the heart space, and opening the armpits. If you know advanced variations, you can go all the way to the floor. Just take a few more breaths there. Opening the armpits, sensing the space of the heart. Beautiful. And then release. Come up and sit on your heels. Close your eyes. Feel the energy of the heart. The most important place to focus, to sense and realize. Okay, now lay down on your back. Almost finished. Just bring your knees into your chest for wind relieving. Wrap your arms around your shins. And try to keep the sacrum down, the spine long. Keep your head down. Compress your thighs into your abdomen and breathe down into your abdomen, all the way down into the front of your hips. Massaging the organs, especially now the large intestine organ, which goes from the right lower abdomen up to the bottom of the rib cage, across from right to left, and then down on the left side toward the left hip. Very important for purification of the body, physical and energetic. We'll finish with a supine twist. If you have space, you can bring your arms out to the side, palms facing down. And then release your legs over to the left. Turn your face to the right. Try to keep your shoulders down. Relax your neck, throat, and jaw all the way. And then reach more through the left index finger. Sense the large intestine pathway. You might even take your right hand to the left side of your chin and gently stretch your head a little more, your face a little more to the right. Keep your shoulders down. Breathe in and out all the way. Breathing into the abdomen, into the chest, the shoulder, any tension that you feel there. And then come back to the center. Legs to the center. Release your legs now to the right and turn your face to the left. Shoulders down, neck, throat and jaw relaxed. Reaching through the right index finger, you can take your left hand to the right side of your chin and stretch it a little bit more to the left. Gently expand the breath into the chest, into the pathway, into any tension that you feel. Inhaling and exhaling all the way. Final posture, release any last tension that you have. Now release the pose, come back to the center and lay down. Take a minute or as long as you like in Shavasana to relax. Whole body relaxed. Relaxation allows the body to heal itself. All the energy flows smoothly now through the pathways, from the fingers and toes and face, through all the organs, to every cell. The breath easy. Any remaining tension, fatigue, or impurities easily draining away. Relax. Even the organs. The brain and spinal cord relaxed. The kidneys relaxed. Pelvic organs, sexual organs relaxed. Intestines, below the navel. Stomach, spleen, and pancreas on the left side relaxed. Liver and gallbladder on the right side relaxed. The lungs, right lung, left lung, and the heart relaxed. Continue to relax as long as you can. The purpose of yoga is to realize the eternal nature of the self beyond the body. May all beings everywhere be at peace and be established in the eternal. Oh.